Video has been brought to you by OneFootball, the app that gives you football news all over the world from 160 different leagues in 16 different languages. And this is the OneFootball app. As you can see, our teams are up here at the top. Tottenham playing Crystal Palace. You've got news, so the latest news regarding football, anything to do with football, transfer talk, and of course there's videos from around the world. So guys, make sure you go down to the description below and make sure you download the app.
Hello everyone, it's John back again, and this is just a little bit more of a match reaction regarding last night's game against Newcastle. I know we've done a joint match reaction straight after the game, but just wanted to do one on my own to talk about some players who give a much improved performance. I want to talk about some players who, again, were utter crap. Again, to be fair, who didn't impress me whatsoever. Also want to talk about the team performance as a whole, really, and about the game. So we'll start about the performance. It was a much improved performance last night, which I wasn't expecting. Thought it might have been a bit of a drab game, but I was very surprised how well Everton played. You know, for the whole game, apart from the calamitous last 2, 3, 4 minutes in injury time, which we all know what happened, which I'm absolutely gutted over still. You know, I woke up this morning hoping it had been a dream, but unfortunately it wasn't. But, you know, that performance last night was a performance that we've all wanted to see for a long time, you know, and it was in no doubt in my mind the best performance under Carlo Ancelotti. So obviously his ideas are coming across now of how he wants us to play. And I just thought it was a great performance from the first whistle. I'm not going to say the last whistle, but from the first whistle we were up, we were at them, we were playing good football, we were creating chances. Certain players really come into their own last night for me. So I'm going to start with the players who I want to call out, who, in my opinion, aren't good enough for our football club. I'm going to start with Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford is so cocksure of himself, it's untrue. And if he was chocolate, he'd eat himself. He doesn't command his box good enough. His punching out is poor. His distribution, I don't know what's happened to that. That's gone poor. Now, if we could get a good wedge of money for Jordan Pickford, then I'd sell. And you are going to get, you know, a good amount of money for Jordan Pickford, because at the end of the day, at the minute, he's England's number one. I don't know how, because for me, if we do sell him, I'd have Nick Pope, who's also in and around the England squad. So I'd go out and get a keeper like Nick Pope. We need an all-round goalkeeper who's commanding, who can catch the ball, his distribution's good, who gives his defence confidence. For me, Pickford doesn't do all them things, so I'd sell Pickford. I thought Luca Dean had another poor game again last night. There has been a few rumours that his dad or his granddad has passed away. You know, if that's true, it's a sorry time for him. So maybe he needs to be taken out the team and put Leighton Baines in, because Leighton Baines does give us all, but at the minute, Luca Dean's not doing it for me. I'm going to move up to the midfield now and talk about Tom Davies. Now, for the first 5-6 games of the season, Tom was doing okay. And, you know, I've defended Tom, and I've said that before. But I've realised now Tom Davies is not a Premier League player. He's not. He's a Championship player at best. And, you know, when the players are back fit, who we've got missing, your Gabam and your Gomez, Tom Davies won't be nowhere near the team. And I've said that before. And I can see Tom getting sold because he's not good enough. He's not. I also want to mention Ancelotti's substitutions. I'm not going to sit here and slag Carlo off, but the last couple of games, for me, his substitutions have left a lot to be desired for. You know, Moise Keane was tired last night, but I would have stuck with him. You know, we seen last night what Moise Keane is very, very capable of last night. I thought it was by far his best performance in an Everton shirt, and I give him man of the match last night. Still stick by it today. Moise Keane, for me, gave an all-round performance last night. It was power. He was running at the opposition. You know, he scored his first goal for us, which will have given him a massive lift, which is that he needed that performance last night, and he also needed that goal. So hopefully he will go on a run now of getting picked every week, scoring, you know, quite regular, which will help the boy. You know, he's 19 years of age. I also said last night, I'm probably eating humble pie. I've done that a few times the last couple of weeks, where I said he should go into the under-23s just to score a few goals to get his confidence up. But if he carries on putting in performances like that, then I have no doubt that I'd like him to stay round the first team and starting every week for us. So I am backtracking on what I said, but I've wanted that performance from Moise Keane, and we got it last night.
A few moments later.
Also want to mention Bernard. Now, for me, the last 2 or 3 games, Bernard's been absolutely fantastic. And he was very, very close to getting my man of the match last night. But obviously, you know, for getting his first goal and for the much improved performance, I did give it to Moise Keane. But Bernard, for me, does more when he's coming through the centre with the ball, running at the opposition, than what he does on the wing. And, you know, the last couple of performances have really showed us why. You know, he is a Champions League player. He's played in the Champions League for his previous club. So Bernard has really come into his own the last 2 or 3 games. Thought Walcott done okay last night. Schneiderlin, I thought it was a much improved performance by Morgan Schneiderlin. I'm not going to say it was a brilliant performance, but it was much more improved than what we've been watching the last couple of weeks. Delph was okay. Again, it was better. Wasn't great, but, you know, he tried last night. He put a shift in. He looked for the forward pass. So, you know, Delph was much better last night. And, you know, that team last night, we had Richarlison out. We've got Gomez out. We haven't seen much of Gabarman, but, you know, we were by far the better team last night, and with them players out, you know, and obviously the first 11 that he picked won't be his preferred 11 when we have players fit and when he brings his own players in. But I thought it was a good performance, much improved. I know we haven't got a game this weekend. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know whether the players should be given a day off to get over what happens in injury time. Or the best thing would be to go straight back into a game to get it out the system. I really don't know. But I think they'll have a couple of days off now to get their heads around it, and hopefully they'll come back into training refreshed and ready to go. Not this weekend, the next weekend for the next game against Watford. But there's a lot of players there who aren't, you know, they're not going to be nowhere near the first team. As I say, it sounds like I'm having a go at Tom Davies, and you know what, I am, because he's not good enough. He's not good enough. So I just wanted to do, as I say, another little bit of my own reaction from last night. Still gutted over the result, but it's down to mentality. And I know I use that word a lot on my videos, and it hurts me to say this, but the team across the park, Klopp's got their mentality spot on. You know, how many games have they won this season? 2-1, and they keep going from the first whistle to the final whistle. You know, Tottenham could have got something out that game the other day, and they keep going. And this is the problem we have at Everton. It's the mentality, because, as I said, for 91, 92 minutes, the performance was excellent. But then, you know, Newcastle got one back, and we shit ourselves. And I probably wasn't the only one in the ground who was thinking the inevitable was going to happen once they got one. You know, I think there was 6 minutes left when Everton took the kick-off after Newcastle had scored their first. How can you drop 2 points with 6 seconds to go when you have the kick-off? Just put it into row B of the stand, you know, and play it into the corner, put it out for a throw in, anything. Just waste time, and it's down to mentality. We shit ourselves when things like that happen to us. So the mentality also needs sorting out as well, and hopefully, you know, Ancelotti can do that. But yeah, I am gutted. This video will be going out later. I think Michael's also going to do one as well with his take. I think Michael's going to talk more about the goals Newcastle scored and the manner which they were scored in. But I just wanted to put this video out and get my own feelings across from the game last night, which has left everyone really, really disappointed. Well, anyway, thanks very much for watching. Sorry if I've gone on a bit. I just wanted to get a few things off my chest, how I feel about certain players, and, you know, how happy I am with the much improved performance, but also talk about how gutted I am, like we all are, fans of Bear Blues. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.